Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez, hanging out with always best ball week on the platform of the people, Underdog Fantasy here. Got some fun stuff up in the lobby here. We got some new contests to talk about. We'll start with rookies and sophomores. It's gonna be a football only show, though. Maybe to kick it off, we'll talk a little bit of the All-Star game yesterday. Didn't call it an all L word. Did not call it an L word. But that Paul Skeens first two, once we had the lineups, Hayes in the first inning there. I know Nez would have given the stamp of approval to that one for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed the All-Star game festivities last night. Nez, did you tune in?
I did tune in. I didn't see like every single pitch, every single AB, but I did tune in for some fun stuff, particularly the end. I mean, that was so cool, man. I think like just like no matter what, you just got to end the All-Star game with a slug off. Like it really doesn't even matter.
Dude, end every game with a slug off forever. From here to forever. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, man. Obviously, they just kind of ran it back with guys that were still there. Like guys start to peace out during the game in the dugout and start to shower early and that sort of stuff. Like guys aren't sitting around when it's All-Star game to get, Big Dumper back in there or to get some of like the big name studs. But it was still pretty cool. It was still very cool that they did that. Yeah, Aranda was a choice is more or less what I was alluding to there. But yeah, very fun structural idea. Swing off was well received. Other things from the All-Star game, some of the matchups were really, really fun, really good there in terms of, pitcher versus hitter moments, like the Screwball first inning. I really enjoyed, seeing him versus Ohtani. Ohtani just throws his hands at a changeup there. Skeens doing his thing against the Detroit guys was the thesis. But yeah, all in all, well received, fun All-Star game. I thought the on-field kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, glitch in the matrix, the reenactment of Hank Aaron's home run with the lights on the field and the fireworks. I was like, that's got to be some of the crazier shit I've ever seen, man. But yeah, all in all, it was a really nice night for baseball.
Yeah, I did. I mean, like, you talked about the guys leaving and whatnot. Like that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I didn't
practice.
You gotta stay. You gotta stay for the whole game, man. You can't be showering and peacing out. Like that's just like you can't be big time in the All-Star game. Just hang out, man.
They're hanging out. They just shower first. The old Gatorade cups that are getting passed around.
Some of those guys left.
Dugout. Oh, like left. Yeah.
Dude, Aaron Judge was on a plane during the Slugfest.
I respect it.
No, literal no respect for that, man. That's BS.
Yeah. This interesting, Nez. We've talked about the challenge system a little bit. We talked about it during spring training when it was utilized and stuff. I never thought I was going to be a fan of it. I'm not going to lie. I always wanted pitch framing to be a big part of the game. I always wanted human error to be a part of the game. And I love it. I love the way that they've implemented it as a challenge system, how fast it is. Yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
I saw Jacob Wilson win a challenge, and I thought it took a little bit too much time.
Oh, okay. Yep.
They padded and maybe they made a show of it because it was the All-Star game and they were trying to get the public conscious ready to accept it because it's coming. There's just like no doubt that it's on the way, with how prevalent external markets are these days. The pressure is on for that. I don't like it. Okay. I'm gonna be a purist. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think if you are going to have that system, I think maximum 3 a game for the entire team.
Okay. Yeah. Regardless of win or lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know the current, like, I don't know how it, cause they have it in the minors. I'll be honest. I'm not fully aware of how often you can challenge. Is it like 1 per AB or something?
No, they get to keep it. So it's like same. It's structured per teams, but if you win a challenge, you get to keep rolling it over, I believe.
So if you use it, you lose. You're done.
Yeah. But it's, okay. I think it's 3 for the game.
Yeah. As long as it's not happening a lot, I'd be better off with it. At least it's not like the NBA,
right?
Where like you have a challenge, like the last minute of a game takes like 2 hours because you're challenging everything and you're ruining the momentum of a game. And even in the NFL, right? I mean, how soon we forget how fucking awful the last 2 minutes of an NFL game can be whenever the booth is reviewing everything. So that's what I don't want. I don't want momentum. I don't want the game compromised over the, in the sake of getting things right.
Mm-hmm. No, I fully agree with you. I'd rather things be less than perfect, like near perfect, and or sometimes wrong at the expense of time wasted and whatever. I think they've done a lot of stuff that's nice for pace of play here, and games are faster than they've ever been. And to then introduce this to then slow them down would be kind of a gross step in the wrong direction there.
Yep.
But I do agree with Evan's take here that like balls clipping the zone that are like, fractions of whatever. And Numi's in the chat alluding to the Edwin Diaz one. Like, I'm talking like a sliver of pink touches a white line and it still gets ruled a strike. But I think we need a little more nuance to it than that. I think maybe like a fatter portion of the ball or a percentage of the ball has to clip the zone, opposed to, because you're going to elongate the strike zone in a big way with some of those. Because I actually thought a couple of those ones that were called strikes were actually balls. So yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Blake here. Most calls are close enough to correct that, like, we don't need excessive replay here. Like, I just don't ever want robo umps and refs. That's how I feel, man. I agree.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Nez, let's talk about the contests that are up here and some of the new stuff. First and foremost, hit the like, subscribe, notification, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I know there's 100 different places that your eyeballs could be. Pete's live right now. Evan Silva's live with Coach Speak Index. It's redacted something week that people some reason care about on other streams there. So thank you guys for choosing us. Thank you for being here and prioritizing us. Much love. Too soon to tell here, but I did tell the boys we were recording some stuff this morning, and I did tell the boys that I did jam in some WNBA stuff, but I think it's like only one game in. But hey, who knows? Maybe get a little screenshot equity in the WNBA streets for your boy right now. I might have to pull up the app real quick here.
Oh shit.
But yeah, Nez, I think the most important thing is a fun week on the platform with new contests coming every day here. Like we've been treated to rookies and sophomores there. We were treated to the $1 stuff beforehand. We got the new tickle your fancy with the Superflex stuff here, Nez. You've been clamoring over your edge in the Superflex streets here. So we got the German Shepard there. So yeah, just good to see here. And tomorrow is going to be some sort of special for us. Yeah,
it's our turn. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see. Yeah. No, yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be awesome, man. Tomorrow's gonna be awesome. So keep your ear to the street there, guys, and something's coming down the pipeline for tomorrow in affiliation with the good people and us. Nez, did you take a look at either of these? Have you jumped in yet? The Superflex one was like literally just this morning, but you got any bullets in these ones yet?
No, not yet. We'll see if I can get around to the German Shepard, just because I've got so many drafts going on right now, slow wise, that it's going to be tough for me to get around to it. But I love that they put out another one for people, another Superflex contest that is. So that is great news. But yeah, rookies and sophomores though is that's always such a fun different contest that they do. And yeah, I'm a big fan of rookies and sophomores right now.
Yeah, good, because we are going to hop in the streets here and maybe do one or two of those quickly here. Some things that I was noticing, I've done 5 of them. I kind of fell in love with them, the speed of them in a big way last night. Like they are quick. Some interesting things I wanted to point out, that running back and quarterback feel extremely top heavy. Plus, there's not enough quarterbacks to go around with starting jobs if everybody wants to start 2 of them. Right now, I counted, I believe it was only 8 starting quarterbacks with like quote unquote jobs right now, which has led to this Jaden Daniels ADP. Jaden Daniels ADP was down by Bucky Irving when the contest dropped and now has ran its way up to second there. I'm messed around with some different formats there where I did like, Genty at 1 and then double tapped quarterbacks and then filled out rosters. I did some zero RB just scrolling and then hitting contingent guys late. 100% do not really. I do not really know what's optimal right now, but it is a very VORP laden context where you're dealing with like the replacement value of why do I take Neighbors here instead of one of the quarterbacks or Bucky when the options down here of like Golden and Mbuka versus like some sketchier options or quarterbacks that may or not have jobs later. So just interesting to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you can play that a number of different ways, and I mean, Neighbors, you're bringing a Neighbors, bringing a Golden to a Neighbors fight, man. Is just like you're that's not it. That is absolutely not it, man. I mean, Neighbors and Brian, like the top 5 of wide receivers, I think blow the other guys out of the water. So like, I think you're not going to win if you're not trying to hammer these top end, receivers, we'll call them, as because you get tight ends included in there as well. I'm probably going to be primarily, receiver focused in these drafts, because you only need to start 1 quarterback, 1 running back. You could start 3 of these guys. I don't know. I can't imagine not prioritizing these guys. Like, they make up so much of your total points.
Cool. Yeah, no, I respect that for sure. Jump Free alluding to 100% Dart / Shuck in the back end with one of the mid-tier guys. That is definitely an optimal place. Tate's asking what the optimal roster construction is. Always 2 quarterback. I could see you getting away with 1 quarterback and just fading the bye if you do Daniels in the front end there. But there's an insane amount of contingent running backs, as Blake's alluding to. Absolutely. Like the ceiling shot of like the contingent guys is definitely it. Eggers, yes, doing our job for us. Yeah, 2-4-6 is where I was landing the vast majority of the time. 2-3-7 as well. Just interesting to note when you're pairing quarterbacks together that the bye weeks of Bo Nix and Daniels line up. So you can't see it on the screen right now, but if you hit the drop down, they're both week 12 buys. So even if you do have like the ADP GM fall, they're not really even a great pairing together because of that. Did also notice that like stacking principles wise, like Drake May is really easy to stack. Caleb Williams has the most stacking partners in the contest. Bo Nix has the most back stacking ones. Michael Penix has basically no one to stack with him. And Cam Ward is kind of a little bit similar in that, but you can do my favorite medicine hat kid. What's his name again? Alec.
I am Manor.
I am Manor as like a back stack that nobody is getting to there. Jackson Dart is mainly stacked up with the Neighbors teams, but you could also do it with Tracy or double stack it there. So yeah, just any macro thoughts on, any of the stacking principles, Nez?
No, I think you literally covered all of them. I'm not too worried about stacking here. Okay. It's gonna be tough to pull off. I am definitely thinking about doing some single QB stuff here, though. I know it's thin, quote unquote, but I think it will have a lot of benefit if you do it correctly.
Cool. Ghost AF obviously bringing up that the second round rookies right now, limiting some of them on rosters because of potential contract issues. Included in that conversation is Judkins, who is still not signed, and then also has the legal troubles. So I was doing a lot of Samson on these teams late because Judkins is priced down. You guys can see, the market has already decided that he is below Caleb, Tracy, Scatabo, like that sort of deal, which is probably correct. But if he had no issues right now, he'd be up in the Travion conversation up there. But I did notice that Samson is, behind some of these second year guys who we view as more contingent bets like Garendo and Benson, and Ray Davis, I was pulling Sampson ahead of those contingent year 2 guys, just for the outlier potential that he was like RB1 kind of deal to start.
Yeah, right now I think it makes sense to prioritize Sampson. It just, yeah, everything about that situation does not seem very good. So at a minimum, you're probably going to get some early season production out of Sampson. At best, you're getting an RB1 in a split backfield. And it's just worth that right now. Yeah, I would have a lot of Sampson as well.
Cool. Yeah. Did notice a couple like scroll the F down levers to pull that like Troy Franklin goes more frequently than like Devon Vele goes. So you could do like some contrarian stacking there. The other thing that happens is I was seeing Quorum go, just about as frequently as Hunter, but you could do Hunter more so. But just alluding to a lot of the contingent bet upside running backs that we take in BBM in the very last round are in this contest. So like, you're making the same bet, but with higher rewards because they're almost guaranteed to hit your roster in these short ones, right? To use usable weeks. Like Will Shipley could break this contest if we get a Saquon injury. DJ Giddens could break this contest if we get a Jonathan Taylor injury, etc. So the real path to like smash them is these back end contingent RBs.
Yeah, and that's what I like to play. I mean, obviously, I'm not building the whole ship out of those guys, but yeah, their upside and how they get there is it's easy to understand. And I'm not saying it's likely that they hit, of course, but when they do, I mean, you have a super team on your hands.
Exactly. Yeah, the path to super teams, the contingent RBs. One more spot in our first iteration of this. Going to find out if the solver supports this one in a second here. I'm going to think they don't because it just came out last night. I can't imagine that they, did instantaneous rookies and sophomore stuff there.
That'd be impressive.
Yeah. Sawdog found his way in here with us there. All right, Volcano and M. Wrigley. Mr. Wrigley. Actually have a friend that I play hockey with that I ran into his wife and his daughters at the dog park with Tucker yesterday, and they just got a brand new pup, and they named the pup Wrigley. Pretty good name for a dog.
Yeah, if I was plagued with being a Cubs fan, that would probably go hard.
Yeah. Nez is good. He's already got a dog named PNC.
Yeah. Yeah, right after,
Come here, PNC.
Right after the bank.
Come here, PNC.
I can work with that.
Mr. PNC boy.
They used to be called Three Rivers. Like, what if I like name my dog River? What about River?
That'd be good. Yeah. River's a great name for a dog. All right, so we get Genty, we get Neighbors, and we get Daniels to go here, Nez. Should we just do Bucky and Brian Thomas and see if we can get some quarterbacks back to us?
Yeah, that would be my preference.
All right, let's do it. Let's see what the room lets us have here. I do think there is like quite a bit of a divide in the running back position there with like the dudes who have jobs versus like the dudes who are speculative. So like living in the mid tier doesn't feel like that great, like living in like Tyrone Tracy land, it's fine, but like he's 100% drafted. He's a little bit of a contingent play. He's a little bit of a floor play. He's kind of like taking Rachaad White as like your RB1. I think there's some leverage in this contest if you want to go like full 0 RB punt fest and just bank on, hey, maybe we get a training camp injury and this time box contest ages better, like where we get, I don't know. I don't want to throw names to it because I don't want to wish injury upon anybody. But like if, for instance, you got a Kyron Williams injury in training camp, that then all of a sudden, you have super teams all over the place. Worked out pretty well, Nez. We get Caleb back to us if we want it. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think we do Caleb. And then I would be down for, so like the Rome stack's interesting, but he might fall back. I think I prefer Tetaroa.
Yeah, BBM ADP will agree with you as well there. Yeah, let's take Ted here. Tetaroa, I mean, sorry, his mother's listening.
His mom's gonna come at us, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to upset Mrs. McMillan.
Yeah. The nice thing about taking Caleb too is there's so many stacking options, because even if you miss on Rome, you can like, yeah, I know you didn't say prioritizing stacking, but like Burton's available, Loveland's pretty late. Like you can always kind of have like an easy stack. You could do Kyle Monangai as a true scroll the F down stacked with Caleb to be contrarian. Like there's a lot of levers you can pull with Caleb early in drafts.
You know, I love me some Monangai, man.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Nez, there were also some ADPs I was noticing, like Igbuka and Golden, and some of the. Let me think of some of the other ones here. Yeah, Bowers being behind Ladd, but they're kind of interchangeable in BBM. But Bucky being over all of them, but in BBM they all go ahead of him. Yeah, I was pointing out some other ones last night. I'm sure I'll think of them as we go here.
Okay, so I think I like Hunter.
Yep. This is where I utilized we got an anchor running back, and I just lock up one of these quarterbacks who has a job. And I actually prefer Penix a little bit because like you don't have
with the double buy
to stack them. Ooh, good call on the double buy. Maybe not then. You want to do Ward, or you want to do someone else?
I think you can get away with the double buy, to be very honest. If you want to just like do Penix, dude.
All right.
Now, like this isn't something that I do a lot in terms of like, you know, I like Dart. You know, I prefer to do Dart as QB2 on these, but like, you know, I'm really high on Michael Penix. So there is a chance that like both of these guys are putting up just like monster weeks, and you get the ability to kind of ping pong in the playoffs a little bit if you get there, or just combined, they are just putting up such raw numbers on top of having, you know, the RB1 in the contest, that this team is just like humming.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm okay with taking a 0 at QB in 1 week and with these small rosters.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be taking a 0 at QB in 1 week, whether it be bye week overlaps or only going one quarterback or just taking punt quarterbacks. Burton stacks here. We could Scatterboys mount up. We could prioritize Keon Coleman because I think he's a better pick. What do you guys like? Or what do you like?
I kind of like the Burton stack.
Okay. You like Burton more than Keon?
Well, I do. But like for this team, I don't hate Keon here. And then like we could get some like later RBs on this team and just see how it turns out.
Sure. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Using Bucky as like the anchor when you spend so much capital. And then Keon was one of the guys that I was also noting that his ADP isn't reflective of the ADP in BBM. Like he goes way ahead of all of these guys, you know, like he goes way ahead of Scatterbo. He goes way ahead of Burton. He goes way ahead of Tracy in
Well, the running backs, you got to price these guys differently. You can't compare, in my opinion, the receivers to the running backs here because there's so many less running backs to pick from. So they are obviously going to go earlier.
Yes, another good point from Nick in terms of like the way guys will take zeros is like people will do like the back stack, you know, be like, oh, I'm going to take Shuck late, or I'm going to take Dart late, or I'm going to take whatever as their second QB. And he might not even be starting for the early bye week coverage. And the two early bye week coverage is Michael Penix and Caleb on our team. Whereas when you're dealing with the later bye weeks, like Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels, maybe you can get some coverage from Dart starting in that window.
Yeah, he definitely pairs better with Jaden Daniels, like no question.
Some common repeated patterns are going to be like the skinny stacks of like New England. Like people always because there's only like one skinny stack available. Like, do you think you'd be aping into like bad ownership or anything like that if it's like Drake May and
You know we're on the
have
clock.
like Travion? Oh shit, I did not know that.
Tootin's fine. I
Okay.
like blue as well.
Yeah, you want to take our contingent bets within the ADP range and don't want to scroll? Like, do you like Samson more?
Samson's cool. We can take Samson.
All right, let's try it. I mean, we might have been able to wait one more round too, because I imagine. How do you envision this ending? 2, 4, 6, like one more running back, or would you take 3? Would you take 5? What would you do?
I think you could go 5, just because like these wide receivers that are left, you know, like in their rightest of tails of outcomes, probably don't come close to the right tail outcomes of the running backs that are here.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Leggett breakout, perhaps. McMillan, you know, has contingency upside, but like, is Pat Bryant really the guy you need? I would be surprised. Is Jalen Noel the guy you're going to need? I would be shocked. Like, I think I prefer Mason Taylor over both of those guys, but I don't even love Mason Taylor here.
Yeah, like when a Saquon injury occurs and things break, quote unquote, right, you win so much harder. And like, what are the chances that, like, you know, we're dealing with 2 wide receiver spots here in these rosters here, these 2 wide receiver spots. You can play 2 running backs, one in the flex there. Like, the running back's going to score for you every single time if Saquon's like hurt, right?
Mm-hmm. I like Benson, dude.
Benson it is. All right. Benson with some contingent upside, another week 8 bye. We're kind of ping-ponging buys there. And then do you want to finish with a running back or a wide receiver?
I think running back.
All right. Even though Shipley as a contingent play, Giddens.
Yeah, I'd say Shipley or Wright.
Or right? Shipley it is. We got drafted Shipley there. Maybe the week 9 bye was a bit much with Shipley. Maybe it would have been better served to take Jalen Wright there. But yeah, either way, interesting. So my first 2 5-5, but it makes sense because when you spend the draft capital early at wide receiver, like 3 of our first 5 picks there, and we're kind of lock buttoning Bucky Irving into our running back slot there, the ceilings at the flex position are kind of counterintuitive that they're going to come from contingent running back opposed to spike week wide receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to me, I just that totally checks out.
Thoughts on fading Jaden, my initial strat, but got some shares late in case it's not sharp. I mean, I can see it both ways. And what it is very similar to is the VORP conversation that we have with Primetime Palooza. That the GM teams are going to be the teams that you can push quarterback the furthest. So if you are super team hunting, fading Jaden Daniels is probably best. If you're putting in 10 entries here and you just want to take the guys like where you think they should be valued and taken, I think he's probably the 102, maybe the 103.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, like you said, if you're like super team chasing, then yeah, you're not taking Jaden Daniels other than at, like, you know, at earliest the 1-2 turn. But if I'm drafting a ton of these, I think Jaden Daniels is my 102.
Yeah, that checks out to me, man. I think if you are trying to match mean production and you're trying to match isolated ceilings, Jaden Daniels is the easiest to match outside of all 3 positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, it's quarterbacks.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like, you can do so much with like a Jaden Daniels start. Like, you could easily, you know, go single Jaden Daniels in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually kind of like the idea if you do a Jaden Daniels team to do like a 1-6-6 or something like, or sorry, 1-5-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really lean into it.
Yeah. Right. Because people are going to be fighting for that. You're betting so much in the first round by taking him that you may as well just lean into that notion.
100%. Yeah.
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 And
it just makes sense.
Yeah. Little skinny stack with Luke McCaffrey. There's also everybody's favorite third string running back with the 3 acronyms. What is it? Ja'Cory Broski Murray.
JCM.
There we go.
You remember last year when Davis has sort of pivoted his social media strategy, but he was like clipping all the Athletic articles and just like and tweeting them, like he just like scouring the Athletic. He hasn't been doing that so much. The Athletic asked beat writers of every football team who they liked for breakout candidates, and the Commanders guy said Luke McCaffrey.
Oh baby, love it. There was that workout photo that was going around. Who was it? CMC, Bijan, and McCaffrey.
Yeah. LMC, CMC, and Bijan.
That's so good. Like just like everyone's first reaction to that is the dragon IQ meme. Yes. Like every single time, or the dragon face meme.
And then the clown and the army bullshit. Yeah. I mean, dude, those regardless, man, those guys are so fucking big. They're huge, man.
Ben Sinnott, there we go. Ben Sinnott, run it back from last year there. Yeah, we'd let Davis enjoy his vacation, but he's not even trying to enjoy his vacation. I actually had one thing to bring up before we did Superflex here, because I thought it was a good segue there, Nez, and it was a Davis tweet from this morning here. Sportsbook Genie gives you $1,000 to wager on any Browns quarterback to be a roster starting the most regular season games this season. Who would you place it on? Our friend Hayden said Kenny Smallhands Pickett. Who would you place that number on?
I think Flacco.
I think so too. I think Flacco feels like if the defense can do enough early and he can turn the clock back to, everyone cites how bad he was with the Colts last year. I mean, I played him in our game quite a bit in those weeks and took the punishment in doing so, but I didn't think he was worse in real life than he was in fantasy. Let's say that. Okay. But I think if there's any way he can get, somehow get like 4 wins under his belt in the first 7 weeks, that they'll just kind of keep going with it and trust that like the weather's going to turn and defense is going to carry the team. I think Flacco would be my guy too.
Yeah, and like he just he just has such lasting memories in his short time in Cleveland that I think that they'll just like people. I don't know what their goal is this season in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. It's clearly not to like win a Super Bowl. Like that's just like very obvious. They're not trying to win a Super Bowl. So like, I don't know. Remember Joe Flacco? Remember what he did when he was here? Like come here and like support Joe Flacco. Like
right.
From that standpoint.
Flacco's been going out to the Guardians games and stuff. There's been pictures of him there and getting interviewed at the Guardians games. He is getting like the QB1 treatment a little bit.
Yeah, that's great shout. Great shout from the PR angle.
Nez, just while we're here and we're down this rabbit hole for 15 seconds here, I will, you know what? I'll do it as we do this. I'm going to jump in the Shepard Superflex here, 20-second clocks. You guys can hop in with us and do this one. Perfect. 7 more people, tons of spots for our friends and family. Dude, Browns right now. Bengals. Okay, so they have a week 9 bye. Okay, so we can forecast potential quarterback change in week 9, right? Bengals at home. Let's just go like shootout L, right?
This is from week 1 on, you're saying?
Yeah, week 1 on.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. At Baltimore, that's a loss. Green Bay at home, that's a loss. At Detroit, please be a shootout loss. Minnesota, maybe we'll leave the light on, but it's an international game. An international game. Maybe JJ McCarthy ain't it, but that's probably a loss. At Pittsburgh, you're going to tell me that that's a loss too. Renegade's going to come on.
Fucking L, bro.
TJ Watt's going to be sacking the shit out of his old ass.
In Pittsburgh, do they own Cleveland?
Okay, so now they've lost the first 6 games. They get Miami at home. Hopefully it's a little cold for week 7. Tua's shaking. It's cold outside. He can't play in the cold. that sort of deal. It's like a close game, but they lose that one. Then they got to go to New England, and maybe New England, the Drake May experience is going kind of nice. They could be 0-8 by the bye, and they've changed quarterbacks twice.
Wow. What they really need to do is just play Shedeur Sanders, dude. Just play Sanders. Prove it to us that he was bad, and then that way you guys are off the hook forever. But don't let him. They signed up for the Sanders show, man. Now that he's on the team, you got to deal with that, and the media will be clamoring to see him play.
Yeah. I mean, every mainstream media outlet is going to have it driven down their throats by their producers and driven down the team's throats that at any interval of struggle, Sanders time.
They better hope he does not have a good camp.
Right.
Because the beat writers are going to let us know. Dude, Sanders looks good.
Nez, we are on the clock here. As you guys can see, the Solver supports this format now. They're telling us Patrick Mahomes. We could do Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson. What do you like?
Gibbs.
Yeah, let's do it. I like that idea. I was glad you said that. Reminder that in the Superflex format here, guys, that you only start 2 wide receivers. So the 2 wide receivers instantly lowers the value of these early round wide receivers comparatively. Obviously, the other notion is it's not 2 quarterback. That always gets mistaken. It is not a 2 quarterback format. It is a super flex format. And given the fact that it is best ball, if you build a really strong contingent roster, there is times that you're going to have flex filled by something that's not a quarterback, right? Even though it's the super flex. That being said, the majority of the time, a mean output quarterback from QB 35 is going to outproduce your super flex potential contributor that is wide receiver 38 or whatever. But just throwing it out there that we don't have to be so bullish on pushing up all of the quarterbacks right away.
Yeah, and I think when you're drafting at this part of the board, it is in your benefit and to load up on non-quarterbacks here, because if you try to fight fire with fire, you're gonna lose every time.
Love it. Nez Solver says CeeDee Lamb. I love the idea of pairing CeeDee Lamb with Gibbs here. Do you have a different idea?
No, we can do that.
Let's do it and see what punt quarterback looks like through the first 2 rounds in a $5 Superflex format.
Yeah, I mean it looks fine. I'll tell you that right now. It will look fine. I think 2 at our next pick is probably well advised, but we could easily do just 1 and then grab 2 more at the 5-6. But yeah, no, I think in these back ends, man, your best bet is to do something like this.
Cool. Yeah. And this is coming from a man who has 150. Did you get 150 in the first one there, Nez?
Yeah. Let's see how many slow drafts I am in right now for Superflex.
Still wrapping up the original Superflex puppy.
Officially halfway done.
Okay.
75.
Still lingering a bit. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot. And the ADP is so different there that I get in there. It's hard to do it on the phone because you get in there and I'm just spinning. I got to open up my lineup, see where what quarterbacks I have, what stacks are available, toggling between ranks and ADP, and it's just so much easier to go on desktop and get a nice color coded cell. Yeah,
no doubt, absolutely. Very interesting start from the front there, Lamar Jackson, and then just pounding the table for double QB. There from Brunaus. I'm not even going for that one. Bruno? Who knows? We got some friends and family in here. Sawdog joined up again there. Troy's in here. Best Ball Vipers in here. Xspin33, he was in the 101 yesterday and tried to do an onslaught Bengal stack in the $100 draft there and then missed out on the naked burrows, but still able to land the plane a little bit there. UCF Jaguars always in here with us. K11 Fantasy, say what up. Big play, say what up.
Good question from Nick in there. What do you think about the when you're on the clock at 5? Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase? What do you do?
I would just always take Chase unstacked because I'd
Same.
rather have Chase unstacked than try and force the Burrow Chase Brown or Burrow T Higgins and play the same contingent as everybody else.
100%.
Oh, we got little Dodger in here too from the 106. B Dodge 291999999. Nez, this kind of worked out for us. We get a bunch of the quarterbacks back here. I think prioritizing Goff with Gibbs makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
You like anything else more than that?
I mean, I'd like to see the running backs, but that's all good.
Jacobs and Chase?
Yeah. I would probably go running back with our next pick, but we'll see. We have a lot of good quarterbacks. Maybe it's not a good idea to fly close to the sun and bypass this group, but yeah, I'm definitely just like my first option when I'm on the clock in Superflex at any given point is like what running backs are there,
okay,
and kind of go from there.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's interesting because most people's intuitive thought would be what quarterbacks are there, and then adjust. Which running backs are there, and then adjust on the room based on that. Well, we do get Chase Brown to come back to us if we want to do that. We could do Jordan Love unstacked. Yeah, what do you like? Chase Brown, Kyron, or a quarterback?
Let's do one of these top 3 quarterbacks. Anyone's fine.
Let's do Love because all the backstack options are there.
Yeah,
and
good call.
No bye week overlap. Lawrence has the bye week overlap there.
That's a pretty good trio to have at our disposal there. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to spit on that.
Yeah, I could shout. There we go. K11's hanging out in the chat there. Dodgers hanging out in the drafts as well. Appreciate the kind words. My friend K11 Fantasy, right on.
K11. I wonder what K11 stands for. I was going to say Kyler Murray, but he's K1.
K1. But if he's growing an extra inch this year, that's what the extra one
is. That what that is?
Yeah, he's going to grow this year. Yeah.
He's Prestige 11.
Nice. Even when I was a kid, I never got to like Prestige. Like I never got there. Like when I was playing like Call of Duty. So when I got to like the top one that I could get to, I never like changed the badge or whatever because I wanted.
You didn't want to lose your guns.
Yeah, like I just
my guns. Man, you were just sitting there with your 5 stars, no cool badge. You didn't have the gold cross. Oh my god!
I just didn't want to do it again. Like I didn't want to play the game again because I knew I would never get there again. So I just wanted all the good shit that I had
Such
at
a
like
level
level 40.
Dude. You're playing Search and Destroy, you're setting up your claymores, you're getting your sniper out, you just sit in camp all night long. You don't grind. I can't believe you weren't a grinder, man. You didn't want the sweaty. I when Modern Warfare 3 was out, I think it was 2 or 3. There was always like mod lobbies where you could just go in and kill one person and then like you gain like 1,000,000 XP and then you can just like prestige right away. It was so cheesed, and I wish I hadn't done it, but I found myself in one, and of course I was so young. I was in my college, but I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, like let's go. Max prestige right away.
I understood like a third of that sentence. You could just like instantly level up without like playing 1,000,000 games.
They were modded, yeah. So like you just like kill one person and then like you gain like enough XP to prestige like right away.
Okay, so it was like Game Shark style, like like it was
essentially,
yeah. It was like using the Sims where you put like the colon like 100 times and you got all the money.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like what happens if I adjust Jacob Wilson projection to be the best player of all time? I win all the money.
I got it. Okay, cool. All right, Nez, we are almost up. We should start thinking about this one. We still got some decent quarterbacks here. Tua goes there, which is a little bit unfortunate there. Hampton staring us in the face. Ken Walker, that tier. I think Hampton's kind of a tier break.
I like Hampton here.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like he kind of sticks out amongst this group? I mean, I know the wide receivers go earlier than he does in BBM, but he's kind of like a 4th round pick. And then all these other guys are like 5th and 6th. So that kind of looked like a tier. And then now we can get another wide receiver here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really nice fall for Hampton in this room. Well, not even a fall, but it felt like a fall.
Troy is asking the coveted question. I can't definitively say here, my guy Troy. I can't definitively say anything, but methinks you should look at the title of tomorrow's video, perhaps. Maybe take a little gander at what could be potentially coming at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow in tandem with the video here. Maybe a something. I don't know. Maybe that might answer the question.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Be a little heavier handed.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, another quarterback that we can stack later, another running back. Nez, who do you like? Adams.
I would say Adams is cool.
Adams is cool. Tucker agrees with you. He's barking in his dream behind me. I can hear him.
Yeah, I think if I went QB there, I would definitely go Darnold like every day over Rodgers, but there's other quarterbacks.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Nez, you've been very outspoken about some of your funky builds this year rather. You are a proponent of this 3-6-6-3 that the chat has been talking about so much. You just shared yesterday that you did that full punt tight end strategy in the mini Schnauzer and in the $1 contest that we are going to look at on the Solver series, so that you were building 2 6-6-4 teams exclusively. What has been your most common utilized structure in the Superflex format this year?
Let me see. I actually don't even know. I want to say like probably, I mean, I do a lot of different stuff, you know. I go for tight end sometimes in Superflex. I'd say on average it's something like 3-7-7-3 though. But like capital wise, you know, when you think 3-6-6-3, you know, you probably think heavy wide receiver capital spent with only 6. My 7 wide receiver capital, it would probably make a lot of people sick. But like,
right,
you know, I'm only trying to start, like, my goal is to only start 2 of them. Like, I have a 3-7-7-3 here I'm looking at right now. My wide receivers are Roma Dunze, Jacoby Myers, Khalil Shakir, Michael Pittman, Keon Coleman, Jack Besh, and Alec Pierce.
So interesting there. You start the wide receiver room later, but you also finish it stronger than a BBM normally would if you started a wide receiver room that way in BBM.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. Because fewer of them are getting drafted, even though it's 20 rounds.
Yeah, and then like my top 4 running backs are Bucky, Brees, James Cook, and James Conner.
Got it. Okay. Nez, I think I would like to take Devonta Smith or George Pickens here. I would also hear you out on Worthy. I would scroll for anything. What do you like?
No, I think I like Pickens between those two. I'm pretty much always going to choose Pickens.
Just in general?
No, I think I'd go Pickens in general.
Okay.
Running back here is, you know, running back. People are going to reach for running back though, so you definitely do want to be cognizant of that. Like Caleb goes, he wasn't even on our screen. So I do think a running back with this next pick makes sense.
Okay, sounds good to me. We got a 2-2-3 start, kind of balanced start there. Got a nice fall on both the quarterbacks back to the right-hand side of the board there, where we went with Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Jahmyr Gibbs, Omarion Hampton, CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, I almost said Devontae Adams, and George Pickens. Not a bad start here.
No, it's definitely a good start.
Cool. We could do a little week 17 correlation with like Aaron Jones. Tony Redacted is here. Yeah, who do you like?
Jones or Pollard?
Let's do Pollard. Do it.
I'm warming up to Brian Robinson, but I prefer Pollard.
Yeah, you were saying the other day there that you're kind of warming up to it, but I
Yeah.
agree. I do prefer Pollard. The 600 plus touches over the last 2 years or whatever, it gets you kind of excited, but also could be a reason to fade. But yeah, I just think when I watch him play football, he just looks like he got a little more juice than Brian Robinson. Maybe I'm wrong,
I think
but
it's a
Brian
low bar to
Robinson,
clear.
yeah, Brian Robinson just looks like a plotter to me out there at times.
Yeah, he certainly does.
Nez, I'm gonna crank this AC for a half second, and you're gonna
Okay.
have to tell me if you hear it or not, and if it ruins the stream.
All right, let's find out.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm very intrigued to see if if the mic picks it up or like if there's like blowing on it, then I'll turn it off. But your boy's getting a little hot.
In Vancouver, got the heat up. All right.
Can you hear it?
Not on my end.
All right, guys in the chat, let me know if that's ruining anybody's experience. If not, it's just gonna make me so much more enjoyable during this program.
I hate being hot.
Yeah, same, dude. I'm a change immediately after golf guy if I get sweaty. I'm a shower immediately after hockey guy. Like as soon as we're in the room, I'm gone. I'm in the shower and then I come out and chill.
Every time.
On my ears. Did you turn it on with your phone, How Rich? I sure did.
I have an app for changing my AC too. It's the best.
Oh, what a world. What a time to be alive. Let me see here. It's yeah, it's not crazy. I will say that the way heat is here hits different than when I'm in different places. So it's like not like a 1-to-1 comparison. Like 77 here is like not like 77 where you're at. Like Dallas, I didn't feel the heat in the same way I feel it here, even though the numbers are lower. So like 77
more humid or something.
Yeah, like here's like kind of with like the water and stuff like that. It's like a little more, yeah. Okay, we got to make this pick here, Nez. We got some running backs there. We got no quarterbacks for
Warren,
a long,
I think.
time. Warren, it is.
So yeah, we lost all of our quarterbacks.
Yeah, so we got froze out in a big way. I'm also starting to think about Green Bay stacking partners here because we did lose out on Jameson Williams as well there. So yeah, Anthony Richardson went at 80 and Daniel Jones went together. So
who's on Viper's team here? Kyler. Okay. That's fine. I was about to be pissed at Viper.
So these Browns quarterback questions are gonna really start to play. Good thing we had the conversation before because this might play a little different.
We got options.
Okay, I would pound the table for taking Jaden Reed here and just stacking this up and making it all make sense. But what do you like?
Yeah, let's do it. I think we're in a position to take some Reed.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, definitely no humidity in Texas. No, I just mean it like the 1-for-1 translation is like what 77 feels like to me today. Like it's 26 degrees Celsius today. What it feels like, if I put a feels like index in like Vegas, for instance, it feels like 100 in Vegas. Like those are like on par for me. But yeah.
We actually have a nice day in Dallas.
What do you got right now?
93.
93. That seems nice.
Not.
That seems real nice.
That's nice for Dallas. It's you go outside and you're just like, when it's at its worst, man, it seriously feels like the sun is just assaulting you out here.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it feels like the sun has weight on your flesh. Dude, it's crazy. It's just like you can feel it on you. It's like you're wearing it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's
okay. I ain't about it.
Bullshit. But
yeah, when I was there last year, it was only like 70s. It was like it wasn't hot yet. It wasn't
it's
hot
beautiful.
yet. Yeah, it was
No,
nice.
summers down here are terrible, but that's why I need to win BBM. That way I can spend my summers up in Pennsylvania with my my family, because Pennsylvania summers are just like, yes, that's. Let's see what the weather is like in Du Bois. In my, what do you mean you don't have the zip code? There we go. Do we wipe off the map? It's a hot one today. 85. Jeez. Usually it's like.
You said 85?
Yeah. It's hot for Du Bois.
Right.
A lot of storms up there. Oh, need to call my mom.
Dude, do you know a college in Pennsylvania that's like Dusage or Dushan or
Duquesne?
Duquesne. Yeah. Do you know that school?
Yeah, bro, that's where TJ McConnell went.
Did he really?
He won his first year there, and then he transferred to Arizona.
Okay. Nez, we gotta make a pick here. We'll finish that in a second.
I don't mind Javonte for like a upside swing.
Whoa, those words have never been put together before, but
I know.
yeah, we'll put him in there.
RB1 for Dallas is a big deal. If he is in fact RB1.
We get a little bit of correlation alongside the fact that we have CeeDee Lamb, a team bet there. I was gonna say if we pass on tight end there too, we could take Tucker Kraft on the way back here and make it a little double stack with our Jordan Love, just because we're making such a big bet on these two players right now that I think we got to find ourselves to at least one more Lion and one more Packer on this roster to make it make sense.
Yeah, the line that Lion's going to be very difficult to pinpoint, but at least we have Gibbs. Right. However, I think Kraft definitely makes sense for the Jordan Love bet. I'm morbidly curious why you're bringing up Duquesne University though.
Okay, let me see this. Okay. Do you like my Kraft plan here, or would you rather do week 17 with Mark Andrews?
No, do Kraft.
Okay, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Because my buddy who passed or whatever the tournament, the golf tournament on Friday, he played hockey there. So
really?
For
Pittsburgh. You know that?
Yeah, that's why I asked. Well, that's why we were talking about Pennsylvania, and then I asked where it was in relation to you and stuff like that. Yeah, because there's some infamous stories about him, Crosby coming out for his early skates because they were kind of like the same age bracket. So he did some commercials with Crosby and like stuff like this. And there's some good pictures from back in the day of their side skates that they used to do and that sort of thing. Anyways,
yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know Duquesne had a hockey team. They're not that big of a school.
Yeah, so I guess they had like a stepping stone program or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like go from there to like Penn or go from there to whatever else that would be like a Div 1 program in the area.
Yeah, they're a private school, so they're really expensive. I mean, dude, every college in Pennsylvania, like every big college in Pennsylvania is so expensive, like Pitt, Penn State, some of the most expensive public schools in the nation. And then you got Duquesne, and they're like, at the time I was looking at going there, it was like $50,000 a semester. It was crazy. That's why I went to Slippery Rock.
Yeah.
Now look at I'm on the fucking Badge Bros.
Yeah,
baby.
Slippery Rock lump, bitch.
Where's that? Got a rep.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Fuck Dr. Phil.
PNBC saying grew up in Phoenix. 127 will change the way you view the world. Yeah, I believe that. I know in Phoenix, I've been down there. Obviously, always off season, never in the summer, but been there for some 110s and stuff like that. They actually have a cooking contest where they fry eggs on the pavement.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like a thing. There's like a challenge one. All right, Nez. Rachaad White kind of jumps out to me here.
Yeah, I like Rachaad White here.
I know it doesn't correlate, but
it's tough to correlate in Superflex, man. You gotta just compile good players.
Okay. that one did feel like a bit of a mental tear break with like Austin Eckler, and then we can't do the blue thing because we already did the Javonte. Oh, you do both?
Oh, you could do both.
Interesting. Okay.
You have 20 roster spots. True. You're really just like what you win when you win. If you get one of those right is like massive. It's worth cannibalizing one of those picks, in my opinion. So unless you get cucked by Miles Sanders, then it's Jover.
Right. Yeah. So handcucking kind of like a better strat in this format than others. Interesting that like we only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster, and like the solver's telling us like don't even flirt with these guys because they're so far down.
Yeah.
But I think we're definitely gonna have to take one of them at some point. Bateman makes sense. Could also do Bateman. One of the tight ends if we don't want to feel too left behind.
I think I'd prefer Bateman.
Okay.
My guy Theo Johnson, maybe not now that I'm saying this, and maybe not anymore, just period. But he was always like available in the 19th round in these. Like it was weird.
We are gearing ourselves up to a similar team that you normally do, like that 3-6-6-3 kind of thing, and then messing around with the spots. Does that seem? That seems kind of like what we're on track with. Like we're definitely going to need a third just dart quarterback late, right?
I don't think you need one, but you can.
Okay. All right.
Like Goff and Love, assuming they're healthy, are going to start all 17 games.
Right. Is there any merit to just being like, yo, let's condom this and put like, we made such a big bet on Jordan Love. Let's put Malik Willis on this team.
I guess since like Malik Willis didn't look bad as a Packer, perhaps.
Yeah. But if you lose Love, you're dead anyways, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think you're better off taking a different QB.
Yeah. Chris Ayers is right, man. Summers are the best, but there are a couple scorchers.
Chris is a Vancouver guy too?
Oh, yeah. Dude, you do that. One of the good ones, man. One of the good ones. I was looking at tee times for Sunday morning, but like I was looking at the forecast and it was like 35, like 38, stuff like this. I was like, I ain't about that. Like, I ain't sweating my bag off out there. Like I got to go at like 7 a.m. or something if I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Wow. I have never heard this. Melts car on the runway to delay flights in Phoenix.
And sometimes the air is, it can really, really fuck things up.
Wow. Romeo Dobbs is going to be here for a super stack. Zach Ertz is a little bit of a tear break at the quarterback position and has some week 17 with the Dallas stuff.
I like Dobbs.
All right.
I'm not an Ertz guy.
Okay.
That's one where I'm betting on Father Time.
Sure. Yeah, I can't fault you for that. And you know, a lot of the stuff that he did well last year will be stuff that Deebo Samuel gets utilized for this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I agree with that. And there's just a lot of late tight ends. Oh yeah. Shout out K11.
There we go. Joining on up. Gives you access to lots of stuff. Gives you access to members only stream that was a multi-sport one from yesterday with yours truly there. We gave you the absolute L word of the Paul Skeens pick'em, and then a hockey draft in the Best Buck Classic and an NBA double dribble one. It also gives you access to No Strip Nez on Fridays. This Friday, it's going to be in the morning and a baseball show there. And it also gives you, shout out to the Solver, sponsor of this video. It gives you access to the Solver series earlier than everybody else.
It's a good deal, man. $5 a month.
Nez, who do you like?
Let's do a tight end, I guess.
Mason Taylor?
Yeah, any of these are fine.
Chig? Mason Taylor it is. Do it.
I think you could flirt with 4 tight ends, but yeah, that was a good. If you don't take a tight end there, then it does start to get dicey after that. Like I think we had the ability to do pretty much anything at that point.
Yeah. I was talking in Celsius. Damn right. What's up, Harris chat? Pro could talk in both because I'm a multicultural individual. There is one thing that, like, living and growing up in Canada, and I understand that I'm decently well traveled and spent a lot of time in multiple countries and stuff, but there is one huge polarizing difference between growing up in Canada than growing up in the States. And it's your understanding outside of your own country, because like America's very like, this is us, this is whatever. And then like the amount of people that I've met that just like don't even know where Vancouver is, like when I'm down in the States and stuff, it's just like astronomical. It's insane. But like every single Canadian person could be like, oh yeah, that's Atlanta on a map. And like Atlanta's not even like a hotbed. Like it's not LA, it's not New York, it's not whatever. It's interesting. That's my number one biggest difference.
Because we run the world, bitch.
I mean, population of North America stuff. I mean, the maps are designed to make it look like you run the world, but when you look on a map that wasn't made in America, it looks a little different. You seen those TikTok videos where people do that shit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nikki was showing me those the other day. I was like, oh my God. Yes, Eggers, watch Jon absolutely shit talk puck teams. I had a lot of fun. I sauced a bunch of teams there, Nez, from the Best Puck Classic without knowing all that much. And yeah, it was a fun one.
I saw they added an extra flex spot.
Yeah, great move by the people at Underdog.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, everyone just kind of built 3-7-3-3s over and over again because of the structure, and it made no sense to do otherwise. Nez, I think it is time for us to address either third quarterback or tight end again. What would you like to do?
Tight end, I think. Dude, these quarterbacks are just ass. Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, give us a backstack to Spencer Radler, dog.
Yeah, so like, yeah, these tight ends went way earlier than they normally go. Like usually JT Sanders is here. Theo Johnson's here. So not right now.
Interesting to see that the solver is a fan of Dylan Gabriel, even though we did add Juwan Johnson there. Like I thought Spencer Radler would pop a little bit more. He's obviously still the second selection, but it's interesting that they're kind of bullish about Dylan Gabriel's opportunity potential, I guess.
Yeah, they must have a projection on him that says he's, you know, a better pick. But I think, you know, we could flirt with Rattler at the very end of this. But Keaton Mitchell, Theo Johnson is there if you wanted to go 4 tight ends.
Yeah, you had me 4 tight end curious here, and they're all different bye weeks. Just kind of looking for some score at tight end.
It's super flex. I think it's totally fine. Like I think he's, you know, as far as like who's going to hit your lineup or likelihood to hit the lineup, I don't know, man. I'm definitely like way too bullish on Theo Johnson, but like I really like this guy.
Okay, no, I like it. Why not? Seems good.
Not a whole lot of competition for him.
Mm-hmm.
Only in 18th round, or only when I'm auto drafting in 20th rounds.
Yeah. Adam admits it's true. As a fellow American, he admits that it's true, Nez. There you go. We've got one on our side now. Andrew said, can we please just get to BBN? Put all the Browns quarterbacks in the queue and push the plate. That's good.
He wants us to draft BBM so bad.
Yeah. A lot of trap music in Vancouver. Not really. There's like a lot of like multicultural like music scenes, and there's a lot of like different stuff, but not a lot of trap music.
I wonder why he said that.
He sticks and flatten out a circle onto a flat map as a conspiracy.
Respect Greenland.
Yeah, dude, Greenland on map. Oh man, crazy. Braun Breaker on a map.
Some people don't know the difference.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? All right, dude. We got 2 spots left. How are we gonna allocate this capital? we got ourselves a 2-6-6-4. I'm happy to just take 2 dart throws at the quarterback position. I'm happy to do 1 more wide receiver here, but I think this team is pretty balanced and looks decently strong outside if anything goes wrong at the quarterback position.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the health that we are betting on for these guys. And I think that that's a very fine way to build these teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't think you necessarily have to splurge on quarterback, especially if you're drafting. Maybe if you're only doing a handful of Superflex, yeah, sure, lock up that QB3 who's a bona fide starter, throw in a 4th one, whatever. But guys like us, 2's fine.
All right, we're going 2 QB then. Who else do you want to add to this? They still want us to add Dillon Gabriel, and I tend to kind of agree, but who do you like instead?
Let's do Dillon Gabriel. That's fine. It's not like he's a handcuff or anything.
All right.
Or, you know what I mean? A handcuff for us.
Sure. Yeah. To us. Yeah. I'm curious, these quarterbacks that are available here.
You could lock up Cleveland, or at least one half of Cleveland.
Yeah, that doesn't entice me all that much, but I don't know. I'm not even sure.
Jameis.
Like Jameis seems fun to me. Like Jameis seems like if you put Jameis just on a team, at least I have a chance at like some 30-point weeks if something breaks right.
Yeah. I mean, what are the other options? You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Sean Tucker or 20th round Keenan Allen. God damn. Dude,
I kind of like this Isaac Tisella, get ourselves a stack too. We could also do Deontay Johnson stack with Dillon Gabriel.
Perfect.
Let's fucking do it. Let's do it, man. People forget that he was good at football for a couple weeks the last couple years. Holy smokes.
He used to be really good.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What a team. Well, I mean, like, dude, what's the difference in taking like Ollie Gordon and Deontay Johnson there? Like, I've taken Deontay Johnson twice in BBM now, but I'm sick.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's not. Maybe Deontay Johnson's actually a good pick in BBM.
I don't think it's crazy.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, Jameis gives the team like some good vibes there. Yeah. Recognize Atlanta by the music? No.
That's why he was asking about the trap music.
Yeah. That's recognize it. Although I have seen 2 Chainz before. He was in like a wheelchair. He got hurt and he was in a wheelchair.
He did get hurt. I remember that.
Yeah. And he still performed and he was in a wheelchair. I remember this like very distinctly. Yeah. I do like listening to some 2 Chainz when I work out, when the fucking heavy bass gets going. 2 Chainz in Future, man. I got layers to me, boys. Don't you worry.
Hey, John.
All right, take Tyrod Taylor. These guys want us to take Milroad, Joe Melton for a stack partner. Crossdress Life said Joe Melton to be the Dallas stack partner. Wouldn't Cooper Rush start if anything ever happened to Dak?
No, people think it's Joe Milton season. It doesn't matter. Our team is finished anyways.
Right. Yeah. I'm just kind of curious of what's going on here. People think it's Joe Milton season, huh? Very interesting. Mask off, baby. Saw Pitbull before he was famous at a Miami nightclub. That's a cool story. That's a good one.
I used to love Pitbull whenever I was in like elementary school, middle school.
Yeah.
He was a rapper and before he was Mr. Worldwide.
Okay. Cooper Rush moved on. He's in Baltimore. There we go. Good to know. Today I learned. I'm a Superflex dunce cap. There you go. Milton did go right there in the 20th. Holy smokes, these get desperate in the last rounds. All right, guys, we did a 3-6-7-4 for our first Superflex German Shepherd. Jared Goff and Jordan Love and Dylan Gabriel as the quarterback room leaves a little something to be desired, but we at least got good ADP value on the first couple. Gibbs, Hampton, Pollard, Warren, Javonte Williams, and Rashad White. Pretty solid RB room, if you ask me. CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, George Pickens, Jaden Reed, Rashad Bateman, Romeo Doubs, and Deontay Johnson. Tucker Kraft, Mason Taylor, Jawan Johnson, and Theo Johnson. This is Johnson and Johnson and Johnson to close that draft out. Where do we get our ideas? What do you think, Nez?
I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the starting lineup for this team is probably going to be really good.
That's true. That is true. Let me see. Okay, cool. The solver does populate a report for us, even though it is Superflex. This is my first Superflex with the solver. So I'm going to put that on the screen for a hot second here, switch to that tab, and just see what we're working with. Some 17 correlation for the Dylan Gabriel to Deontay Johnson with the Jalen Warren run back in week 17, baby.
What you need.
Smokes. What if that's the guy you need? Wow, Rams in Detroit in week 15. That's kind of fun. Tight end capital at 3.8%. Interesting. We still got 22% of QB capital despite only having 3 because we took 2 in the first 4 rounds there and got some good ADP value on it. So the solver does still like our quarterback room. Nez, I'd ask you first half build. We've been doing a lot of like 1-3-4 or like 1-2-4-1 and stuff like that in other contests. What is your kind of desired first half build in the Superflex contest?
I haven't really thought about it too much, but I would say probably something along the lines of like 2-5-3-0 or 3-5-2-0.
3-5-2-0. So really prioritizing the early running backs / quarterbacks, and then you can find your way to punt tight end, or you can find your way to usable scores at wide receiver 2 / flex.
Yeah, I'm really trying to just dominate the running back position in Superflex.
Yeah, because you want to be starting 3 every single week, no matter what.
Oh yeah, ideally.
Yeah, it's a good point, dude. I like it. Chili saying Sam Howell as a favorite late round pick. That's interesting. Okay. Cool. Nez, let's move on here. Last final draft of the program today. Should we just go for the glory here in the BBMVI?
I'm down if you are. This is on your entry. Dude, you're 30 BBMs deep? Is that real?
Is that too many?
I mean, I'm impressed.
Thank you. Nice. I'm fucking keeping up this year. Well, last year, if you guys do remember, it was a bit of a struggle for your boy to be jamming BBMs and dingers right at the buzzer there. So I'm trying to be a little more cognizant of it. I know according to the data per se, that the worst time to quote unquote draft based on last year's results has been this like last week or week and a bit window. And I think that's when I've done the most, but
oh, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
I've only done 13.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Back weighted. You're doing your best Justin Herzig impersonation there to back weight these bad boys.
Yeah, I'm being a sweat lord about it, but it's gonna be tough because I want to max the eliminator as well.
Okay.
So like, yeah, it's gonna probably be mostly like a lot of slows for me. Like I'm really trying to power through these Superflex slows so I can utilize slows for the eliminator. Yeah, I want to max the eliminator so bad. I want that sweat, even though it's gonna suck being like, holy shit, I just lost 80 teams in week 1. And that's being generous.
Fully back waiting for the anticipation of slamming the optimal week 1 healthy spots and buys, and then just getting cripplingly crushed by like Tootin having 2 touchdowns for 85 yards as the RB3 on the Jags or something.
That would suck so bad.
Oh shit, that's funny. Chili alluding to what if McCarthy just sucks, man. I mean, I don't think we have baked in enough of the potential of what if he just sucks, man. That's a good it's a good point. What if he just sucks, man? It's a great point, and that does make Sam Howell a interesting late round super flex selection. Kyle is kind of doubling down on your notion there, Nez, that he's been going two quarterbacks a lot in Superflex and just trying to avoid the zeros and winning the RB in the flex there. I mean, that checks out to me. I think that's smart.
Yeah, especially just because you can start potentially 4. You only have to start 2 wide receivers. You saw it on the clock. We're on the clock, or we're about to be on the clock, and then running backs are going and they're not even on the board. People are starting to come around to the proper way. I think what I deem to be the appropriate way to play Superflex, and it was not like that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, as you kept alluding to, telling people to get in the Superflex streets because you thought there was a big edge early there and tried to exploit that meta, and now the meta is kind of coming around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, QBs fell too, which is like one thing I was thinking too. All right.
Genty goes there. I think this is going to be a double wide receiver start for us, Nez. I would hear you out on anything though, but like Amon-Ra plus Thomas or Achane?
Yeah, I definitely like Thomas. So I would do both those guys, I think.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings here. I love the ceiling of Henry and Achane, and I love like chasing this dragon that could be the great unknown of what if Achane does what he did last year, but Tua stays healthy this year, but there's no Jonnu Smith this year, and the efficiency of year 1 returns to it all. And it's kind of like this super swirl storm of like, maybe he's just Jahmyr Gibbs with a discount. Mm-hmm. And that's what gets me really fucking jacked up to take Achane. The devil on the other side of the shoulder is telling me you're going to love the running backs on the right-hand side of the board that come back in round 5.
Probably will. I don't have a lot of Amon-Ra right now in drafts.
Likewise, actually.
And I don't really have a lot of Brian Thomas either, to be quite honest. So this will be something different for the both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though it does feel like the chalky pairing on this side of the board, it's the one in which you and I personally are not experimenting with the most thus far.
No, I'm taking King Henry, baby.
Yeah, you're the King Henry guy, and I'm the Achane guy right now too. I'm very excited to see my updated exposures when we do it in the Best Ball Explorer tool there for our upcoming show. We're going to take a look at Nez's 100 that he auto drafted, 101 that he auto drafted. I think that's going to be a very cool exercise for people because let's be real, most people aren't willing to try that. Most people don't have the bankroll to try that. Most people aren't going to try and pull off a maneuver like that. So I think they'd be very interested in seeing how to go about it.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's some good teams there. I will say that my Schnauzer teams that I did where I really just went 0 RB and did like 2.862 and 2.763. I really like the way those teams turned out. I think that there's something to that, and I've been doing a little bit more of that in the puppy as well, just in case. Like it's like the nut run that happens for those 0 RB teams. I really like the way.
So you said, sorry, they were 2.683s?
2.862.
2.862. Oh, okay. I had it backwards. Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, I gave QB a bump, I gave tight end a bump, and I gave, obviously prioritized wide receiver, and then, just ripped 8 running backs after that. We'll take a look at some of those on the video too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because that's basically saying double bird to what happened last year on the platform. That can't happen again. Let's go back to 2021 0 RB mindset and see if we can make this work.
Yeah, and I mean, even in the Little Dalmatian, I did. They were all 4 tight end teams, but I did some 2-7-5-4s as well.
2-7-5. Wow, man, this is wild shit. Okay, cool.
We'll see. We'll see. I could walk out of here with a 0 advance rate and and a whole lot of hubris, but I don't think that these teams are that bad, dude.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm excited to see. We got some interesting stuff going on in the third round here. Third round is starting to take shape. We're seeing the elite quarterbacks go on the left side. I was hoping for Brees there. I can't believe Jeff went ahead and did that. Dude, I kind of just want to piss and take these 2 guys at the top here and figure it out.
Yeah. Let's do it. It's another week 8 bye, but it's all right.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know. You get it might be mitigated by the fact that, hey, we have a unique combination by JSN coming back to this side. Audio listeners, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas, and then we get a Jackson Smith in Jigba Fall, and then a Mike Evans. And old Jeff Peterson here was really hoping that we didn't take both of them because we wouldn't start Piss Boy when he ripped Brees Hall from us. But we shoved it right back down his throat with that move.
Damn straight.
Nez, I want to hit on a couple things in the chat, but can you do me a favor, dude? Can you just pass me that water that you got there? Can you just pass it to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you pass it up there? Yeah. Just can you move that thing all the way up there for me? All the way up. Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. What are we doing in this world if we ain't having fun? I use it on the golf course. Use it on the golf course a lot. Actually, shout out to our guy Car Park. Dirty Hands, Clean Money. He's fully clothing me today with this shirt and with this canister here. But I was out on the golf course, I don't know, last week or something like that. And one of the guys who's a member there was like, "Hey man, I really like that water bottle. Like, where can I get one of those?" So he whipped up a Rotorun promo code and sent it over so that those guys could buy some canteens for the course, because they do really keep your shit real cold when you're out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, such a beauty.
I was gonna say, shout out to Fantasy Football Garage, Candyman down there. I'm hopping on tonight with him and Bindles.
Oh, right on, dude.
The Ballsy show.
The Ballsies. There we go. Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff creeping up in the space there. I have seen the Ballsy there. Obviously, Bindles did some stuff last year, then took a little bit of a break and now back. And then, the Candyman there. We've been seeing that. We've also seen you on the Eiffel Tower there, the Typhel Tower.
Oh, yeah.
That one's linked down below here as well. Best Ball Guy is doing streams every night. PPR Tyler's doing streams every night. So, yeah, if you guys want to keep finding, Gumby mixes some in there as well. So there's tons of people associated with our community that are not just, Pete, Davis, and us that are doing stuff in the evening there. So you're not hard pressed to find quality best ball content these days.
Bro, the evening guys are holding it down. There is a big need, a big hole to be filled with the evening. Ever since like last year, when Ship Chasing moved, left the evenings, and those guys have been holding it down. So content streets are just so bullish.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. M-Wald's in the 103 here. Shout outs to the people that jumped in the draft with us. Troy's in here. The Cheese Man is in here with us. Jump Free's in here. Andrew is drafting as well. K11 Fantasy gets in again. Harris Chad, who dropped by a little bit late, is in here. D-Rod, what are we going with? D-Rod 4040. And then Jeff Peterson. What's good, my friends?
Let's go.
Yeah, Tyler's been killing it. Which one?
Bro. Both of them.
All of them, yeah. Nez, we're going to have an interesting decision here based on what Jeff does. This is kind of what I said. We're going to like the running backs that come back to us. I think we just snap up Mixon and Connor. Or if you want to go the rookie route, we could do like Harvey and Henderson. Who do you like?
Let's do Mixon first,
Okay.
and then let's like think about what does this team need? Does it need the Harvey swing, or do we just want to like cobble some points together with James Conner?
I
I
think I
do
like
think
the
one of
Connor
those two.
pick. I think
You
I
like
like the
Conner?
Connor pick.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't been taking a ton of James Harvey or James Harvey, a ton of RJ Harvey, just because I'm a little more skittish on the way in which, traditionally speaking, Sean Payton has used his running backs. I understand that he has had very successful dual running back schemes in the past with guys that he likes, but those guys were also extreme outlier talents. I know we're bullish on RJ Harvey, but he was a little bit older of a prospect. He was a little more polarizing, that sort of thing. I'm just not quite there yet. I was willing to buy the fall, and now the fall has never happened. And now a lot of the guys that we were going to be kind of vaulting over him or in this area would have felt comfortable clicking, like Judkins or like Najee Harris or something like that, are just not really clickable at this point in time. So I kind of like securing, two veteran backfield, owners right now on a roster like this.
Where at what point would you be willing to click Najee Harris?
Oh, as a right now in a personal level,
Yeah.
uh, I don't think so. I mean,
Never?
I don't know. Let's see what he's going at right now. Najee, where are you? Najee is currently RB 38, 121 according to the ETR ranking, 116 according to ADP. It would have to be a very specific team. Like if we didn't address running back on this team for like 3 or 4 more rounds, and then Najee was the fourth, I think that'd probably be okay. But I don't know. What do you think, dude? I'm fucking scared, dude. I'm scared of these guys. Scared of these guys, man. And I also was scared of Najee beforehand, based on like we've talked a lot about the Hampton coach speak and the Hampton being able to play every down and that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Where do you like it now?
I think he's going to keep falling. I think he'll probably settle. Like what I think he's going to settle around the 140s. I think people are gonna like because if he does not report to camp, like it sounds like he's not going to report to camp
Right.
anytime soon.
Yeah,
So
veterans reported yesterday, and he was not part of them.
and he's an RB2, and he's got a first round rookie ahead of him. So like I don't think it would take much for people to like Benson more than him and Rachaad White more than him. Like I just see these running backs and their ADPs, and like I think that they could leapfrog Najee based on the way people are feeling on Najee and like in the upside of these other guys. So if Najee ends up going around like 140, that's a big ask, and I'm wish casting, but I'll have a ton during.
Yeah, Algier or Najee as a stopgap.
It depends on what team I'm building.
Yeah, that's a very because they're two polarizing things. Because Purple Yoch is saying like, yeah, you might score 10 tugs. Like, yeah, then he's like Gus Edwards, and where were we drafting Gus Edwards last year? Like that becomes like kind of like the comp. It's Gus Edwards with an eye injury, and the J.K. Dobbins might actually be fucking Chase Brown 2.0 or something, Nez, we're up here. Josh Downs is popping in the solver. We could also do Baker and Mbuka. Dude.
Ooh.
You want him?
Doubles?
Dude, like where do you get your ideas? Where do you get your ideas? I'll hear you out. If you want to do, Judkins, we could kind of. No, I don't want to do it.
Fuck no.
Moral compass. Josh Downs has a stack partner later.
No, let's do the doubles, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's play the GD hits. We talked about it on yesterday's show, how it's kind of becoming a new alpha on the side here, that if the Evans drafter passes on Baker, that people are doing this skinny stack on the right-hand side of the board. especially if there's a Godwin drafter over there. So the Baker doubles on the right-hand side of the board, like 10 picks above ADP for Baker, are becoming like decently common, I've noticed. And maybe that's why his ADP is staying like higher than Mahomes, even though depending how you feel about those offenses, just because Mahomes' stacking partners are on the left side of the board. So he kind of always falls back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think they should flip, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more Mahomes in case he does have the, that insane top 5 season.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely
it's
range
tough.
outcomes, man. Dude, it's definitely range outcomes. Like, just turn the clock back a bit. The problem with Kansas City is, like, if you take the lens from like our fantasy little bubble and you just zoom it all the way back to a football bubble, it's like they've played a lot of football in the last 4 years in going to multiple Super Bowls and that sort of thing. And Travis Kelce's been hurt. Rashee Rice might have the looming suspension thing. Slash has had the knee issues. They're working back on a running back who's coming off of a broken leg. Like, there's all these reasons for KC to not go like 110% early on, because they know they can play 70%, 60% and skirt by, and then just be confident that they can still get into the playoffs and then hit the gas. Like, they're a way more enjoyable postseason stacking team than regular season stacking team, because I don't think Mahomes has this like regular season, I need to prove it, I need to throw for a touchdown record standpoint mindset anymore. And I don't think Andy Reid has that either. I think that was, when he was a young, youthful arm in this league, and it was just like, go Burr, son. Now it's like we talk about how different he plays in the postseason when he's actually allowed to run a little bit and when he's actually scrambling a little bit for first downs and stuff. And it's like, oh, these are two different offenses, postseason and regular season.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you're right. That's part of the problem. Is like, like what does he have left to prove? They play a different style of game. Their defense has been good. Maybe they just need a bad defense. Give them a bad defense.
Right. Or the other conversation is their division is vastly improved now. The emergence of the Broncos, Pete Carroll coming in and bringing Geno Smith now, and Ashton Genty, and the breakout of Brock Bowers, like all this sort of thing. Oh, now maybe the Raiders are going to push them a little bit there too. The Chargers, Chargers go out and they get their running back. They get all those O-line pieces that were injured last year back for this year. Herbert gets another go in this offense. So like there's another layer to that one as well, right?
No, for sure. Yeah, the Broncos defense is supposed to be just absurd.
Nez, I know that we are the Scatta Boys, but me thinks maybe like a Tracy share here, or we could do like an Evans plus Dobbins, or what do you like?
I like Tracy.
Okay. I do think, just adding a running back who's young to this room feels good. Who do you like next?
Let's see here. No stacks really.
Goff.
Drake May. Oh, Goff does too. May or Goff.
Yeah, let's say if you don't want to get froze out at quarterback, let's do the Goff one, and this will be probably a 2 quarterback team unless we tack one on at the end.
Yeah, I think you could get away with this being 2 QB, considering the capital we spent on both teams, but it being an Amon-Ra team and Baker double, it probably makes the most sense to do 2 QB.
Yeah, because otherwise you're kind of like hoping and praying that the Travis Hunter drafter doesn't take Lawrence, and this becomes a Baker Lawrence team on the next pass by, but there's no guarantee T-Law makes it back to 132.
That's a good point. We would definitely be tempted by that if that happens.
Yeah, we'll be tempted anyways by it, but like from like a planning out our draft standpoint, like just look at all the purple that just ran, like just recognizing that we are in the end slot of this draft and we've taken 2 quarterbacks now ahead of ADP, but it's so that our teams don't look like I shared a couple teams in the Discord last night where like I'm in a little bit more recreational rooms, non-stream rooms. And if I'm on the right-hand side of the board and I eat 2 quote unquote ADP values in, Evan Ingram and Tyrone Tracy there, well, what am I doing for the next quarterback positions? Because I have no stack partners left for quarterbacks. And now I'm going to have to like grasp at straws with like out of thin air quarterback stacks, right?
Yeah, for sure. Nothing wrong with, locking up your stacks slightly ahead of ADP. Like I'm not going to ever say that that's a bad move. I'm definitely team get your guy, especially when it comes to locking up a stack.
Yeah. And then you run the risk of like this stuff happening in our lobbies too. Like Emwald's like naked Dak was a choice where it's like, oh yeah, like I think I'm going to get Dak back comfortably to being either the CeeDee Lamb drafter or to being the George Pickens drafter. And naked Dak gets snapped off by MMA fighter right in the middle here because he goes, holy shit, look at all the purple going. I can't get panic purple, right?
Oh yeah, it's so funny how that works. Like that run gets people every time.
Yeah. So good of us to get out ahead of it despite jumping ADP a little bit there and understanding the room dynamics because, Trevor Lawrence went at 117. There was a 0% chance he was coming back. And now even like the CJ Strouds are going here where it's like, we'd be going, okay, I guess, are we going to do the Penix plus Kyle Pitts and Ray McLeod team now? Like, are we going to do something like that? But we got out ahead of it, which is nice. And like, what do you win when you win? Well, Jeff gets 2 tight ends, but we still got, there's tight end 9 right there. We still got tight end 10 and 11 to come back to us right here. So we can just go ahead and go Njoku and Kraft or Loveland and whatever. Like, I would just take 2 tight ends here.
Yeah, let's definitely Q and Njoku.
Okay.
I just want to. I don't want to take a QB, but I just want to see. Okay, so like Penix comes back here. Yeah, we definitely, I think, made the right decision there. So this would be 2, 3, 5, 1. All right, let's
I would do Kraft here. I would do Loveland if you want to take the ceiling shot swing, or I would do Rachaad White for the stack.
I think I'd prefer Kraft.
All right, let's do it. Interesting to note that the ETR ranks have Loveland as 114, and they had Tucker Kraft as a 130 or something like that. I think it was 134 right there. Yet the solver was suggesting that Tucker Kraft was a better fit for our team. Yeah.
Maybe ADP thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Just
yeah, I mean, I don't mind Loveland at all, but
you scared about the shoulder at all? He says he's like 100%. We knew he got drafted with the bad shoulder. We knew the surgery. He's saying he's like, oh, I'm 100%. But then the other thing is, oh, he's not going to be reporting to camp at the same time as the other rookies.
Well, I think there's still a chance that he might, was my understanding.
Okay.
However, like, it's still a rookie tight end on a team that we expect to be good, but we're not totally sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's still uncertain, but he in that interview we did that Hayden Winks retweeted, sounded like he was feeling good.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna prefer like Tucker Kraft, a known good tight end that we've seen do it, over a rookie tight end on a team that like we think is good, but we're actually like not that sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here with it. I respect it. Ray Davis at 119. I did not see that. Our guy Troy took Ray Davis at 119.
Whoa. Did we miss some James Cook news? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Troy, let us know what we missed in the chat there. I actually haven't been following with, camp reporting stuff has been taking place. I actually had a tweet that I was going to share with everybody yesterday's show. Let me see if I can find it again for you guys. There was a pretty comprehensive training camp dates one just for people playing along at home. Let me see. Bad radio, but I'll find it for you guys here just because I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, here was the list. All right. I'll put that in the chat for everybody. Our guy Troy said the star method failed him on that one, so he was jumping the gun a little bit accidentally. Common Price is saying I go naked quarterback very frequently in the elim. Not sure if it's good. We actually talked about that one on the show yesterday when we were doing the eliminator drafts about how it might be beneficial to do so, just because you don't overlap the same stacks over and over again. The ceiling is not as high, but the floor is definitely higher than going with like a skinny stack of a quarterback who doesn't project as well, for instance. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like the where we all landed was like we thought it was half decent. I will share this camp stuff in a second. I did just share the link in the chat there if you guys wanted to check that one out. Nez, we got 2 tight ends here. Could be good there. I think it's like contingent running back season for us. Probably going to end up with 6 on this team. Could also address the wide receiver position. Jalen Wright as a bring back off of the Tampa stuff for week 17 makes a lot of sense. Tank Bigsby's here. Dylan Sampson is still here. Who do you like?
I think Jalen Wright makes sense. Passed on Achane. Get some run back here with Tampa.
Yep.
And then I would go another running back here, but like I'm up in the air on who it would be. I have been taking Tank a lot more. Samson, I do think is very interesting at this pick as well.
Let's do Samson. We're a little bit Samson pilled right now, but I'm also really scared of that week 8 bye as well because we already got the 3 and we got 9s with the Tampa stuff too, and Njoku. We got some bye issues on this team. The bye bros are going to be after us here, Nez. But I did kind of like the potential ceiling shot of Samson right there at 14.
I mean, you no doubt build a worse team if you try to avoid buys more than just like ignoring them, right? Like more often than not, you probably build a worse team by caring about buys.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it's like by over caring.
Yep.
So that's the cope.
All right. Makes sense to me. I'm going to bring this up for everybody here. So who was this in reference to? We were talking about Loveland with Chicago. Rookies report today. So we will have news whether he is reporting today at some point in time. And then the veterans come over the weekend there on the 19th. I believe the 19th is Saturday. Yeah, so Saturday there. So keep an eye. We're going to get little nuggets dropped throughout here about certain guys reporting, so certain guys not being ready, certain guys holding out, certain guys. It's just gonna be very interesting here over the next couple of days, and the knee-jerk reaction is going to be overreaction, and often very wrong in terms of some of our immediate stuff. But there will be isolated circumstances that matter to react to, and some of the ones that might matter. I'm thinking about Loveland's shoulder. I'm thinking about Najee's eye. I'm thinking about, anything that happens with the Browns backfield. Anything else that you'd throw out there for people to be potentially caring about early?
Any like ambiguous backfield situation?
Sure, yeah.
Like, the big ones Cowboys are what you said.
Or Cowboys, Jags, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those might be like overreaction spots too, where like people get like the running with the ones, tooting, and then he just jumps up and you want to catch the other side of that equation. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't. I would be if Tootin does get run with the ones and it's looking like, wow, like Tootin is operating as the bona fide RB1. That's I'm gonna react to that because right now it seems like first-year coach is going to make the rookie earn it.
Okay.
All these coaches do. It seems like all the good coaches.
Yeah.
All good coaches make rookies earn it. So maybe capitalize on the dip if it happens, but nobody's just gonna like award the day 2 or day 3 rookie running back like the job over 2 vets.
Yeah. Good shout, dude. Emerald saying in the chat here, can't believe that Dallas Goedert dropped like 30, 40 picks early ADP window there just based on those trade rumors.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Ooh, 37% Tootin already there. T-Bear saying that Caleb reported with a full bouquet on his head. Had no idea what that was in reference to, but I imagine that was to camp this morning. I did not see that.
He was pictured in like a suit. It looked like he's at like a wedding or something.
Oh, yeah.
With like a headband on or something. It was...
He's got interesting style,
making
to
rounds.
say the least. Yeah. Nez, we are on the clock here.
Okay.
I was thinking running back, but there's also like we could stack Sam Darnold here. We could do Cam Ward and back stack. I wouldn't mind one more quarterback here at these prices.
Yeah, if you do Cam, I think we have room for like one more. Let's see here. We could probably do 6 running backs here, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm good with it. You want to do DJ Giddens or something like that as like a contingent play? Hunter?
Yeah, I'm cool with Giddens or Hunter.
Or Alec Pierce. Who do you like?
I'd say Giddens or Hunter here, and then there's so many options you can do with Cam Ward, that we can wait and make that one of our last 2 picks.
Yeah, my favorite player, Alec what?
I think it's actually Io Manor. I said I always say Io Manor, but it's Io Manor.
Io Manor. I always pronounce it wrong anyway. So
Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat Tiger. Go Tigers. Yeah, that was a little bit of a detour there for us to take Cam Ward. I know that the solver was suggesting we would stack up JSN with Sam Darnold, but not a given that he would start all year long there. But we could get Chig on this roster. We can get Alec. I already forgot it. Ao Manor on this team as well. Tyler Lockett is always hanging out at the back end of drafts. I think based on like the ADP falls that we got there, like we got the ADP fall on Cam Ward. So we paid up for our first 2 QB stacks, and then we reaped the benefit of everybody else cranking purple in the middle of the draft to get a Cam Ward kind of like discount share. So that makes the roster feel good. We're cranking up the green here for our contingent bets because the wide receivers that we're going to backstack here, most likely wide receivers, maybe another tight end, are going to be available late anyways. We got 2 nice tight end fallers in terms of ADP, so we might just be able to just hit the wrap it up box on the tight end position. This team's kind of coming together, but in an unorthodox fashion.
Yeah, but I do like it. I would be 6 wide receiver curious on this one.
Okay. Yeah, just because we started with 4, we made such a large bet on the front end of draft boards that we got 4 there.
Yeah, I'd be at worst curious.
Okay, I got you. Henny and Penny, what are we referring to? Get your slugfest in.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what he means.
Yeah, what's the slugfest?
Tell me more.
Cody said it's simple. Tootin just needs the Bucky season path. It kind of adds up. That's what we're all looking for each year. Last year's Bucky, the year before's Kyron, etc.
Yeah, it's like, unless like ETN becomes like magically efficient after last year, that would be a problem. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case.
Checks out to me. Oh, Henny, come on, you're better than that, dude. This is best ball week on the platform of the people, Underdog Fantasy. This is that we're doing the best ball.
No, I don't even know what he's talking about.
Over here. We're doing best ball over here, man. We got hoops to draft. We got baseball to draft. We got best puck classic. I'm so out of the loop that I don't even know what's going on the other platform.
They got a special week or something that's every day here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's every day on our site, bro. Blake bringing up a point, like when we were just doubling back on the notion of the backfield of not shoving rookies in there, first time coach, that sort of thing. Like maybe teams that are just good enough and have enough depth that they don't have to jam young guys right away.
No, they definitely set a tone and make them earn it.
Yeah. All right.
That's
football culture 101, baby. Nez, we are getting a big boost in the solver here to take Tyler Lockett, also Alec Aomanar as well. Yeah. Any thoughts on how you want to land this plane?
I think 3-6 or so there's a lot of decent tight ends here though if you wanted to do 3 tight ends.
I don't. Maybe. Are we settled on Lockett, or do you want kind of more of a ceiling shot with one of these other guys?
I think Lockett or your Canadian guy.
Let's go with the medicine hat tiger.
All right.
Let's get him in there and see what happens. We're still getting suggested Tyler Lockett. Solver really likes wide receiver for us, and I kind of agree. Like Dante Thornton or tight end. Who do you want?
Thornton, if that's where you want to go. I would probably prefer Lockett, but
and just double stack it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got excited. Fine. I saw the rookie, and then I saw the 16 correlation, 17 correlation. I saw him 10, 12 picks past ADP. Yeah. I held my line there. Yeah, Nez is 4 tight end curious now, even when we got the ADP values on Njoku and Kraft. I did not bend, Ty. I did not bend.
Well, I didn't even get to see who they were. You didn't even give me a chance to change my mind because you didn't even put them on the screen for me. If I would have saw it was Schultz and nobody else, I would have said never mind.
Yeah, if Chig came back, I think that would have played well with me. But outside of that,
Jermaine Burton sighting.
Ooh, fun. I mean, that could be a buzz guy in camp. You want to see a guy that shows up instead of showing up in sweatpants this year, he shows up in a suit. I would be interested in a guy like Jermaine Burton showing up in a suit instead of his fucking sweatpants. Michael Stockton rolling through was up in some late night puppy twos last night with Nez. Your team was piss boy. Here he is. Love it. Always fun drafting with the Badge Bros. Well, I got news for you, Michael. Tomorrow, there is going to be a lot of drafting with the Badge Bros. It is going to be a very fun day for us at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Cannot wait for that one. Nez, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to populate the Solvers report here, the draft report, so that we can go ahead and take a look at how we allotted our draft capital and stuff, and we could sauce up this bad boy. Tyler Lockett does end up going a Josh Reynolds sighting to go alongside a Justin Fields team. That's a fun one. I scroll the F down to Taj Brooks. Hopefully he gets some camp steam here. Elijah Mitchell making an appearance, a guy that we haven't seen in a minute in drafts here because Rashad Smith has been going ahead of him in most rooms. So yeah, good stuff. Does Flacco move up? What's people seeing him taking snaps with the one here soon? I mean, I don't know. I think someone's going to start backstacking Browns quarterbacks. I think someone's going to start backstacking Giants quarterbacks that aren't named Jackson Dart based on what happens in camp. For sure. People are going to definitely do it. I don't know. I don't know if people get Flacco curious, though.
In regular best ball, I think I'll have none.
Okay.
So when I say that, I mean like no. What I meant to say is like Cleveland Browns quarterbacks, I will have none.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I've heard of worse ways to try and win a 600,000 person tournament. You know what I mean? Like I've heard of worse ways, but yes, in a vacuum, I'm not excited to get the quarterback for the lowest implied scoring offensive team with bad weather concerns and a bad Week 17 matchup in parentheses right
No.
now. But my mind can't shake how fun Flacco was once upon a time in that jersey. All right, Nez, here we go. We got a 3-6-7-2 to close it out. That beautiful 1-3-5-0 start. Draft capital at the quarterback position was only 11.2%. Draft capital at the running back position was only 24.9, despite it feeling good. Draft capital at the tight end position was only 5.5. Wow. And the wide receiver, full-fledged piss boy room here, dude, with 58.4% of our capital going to the wide receiver position. This feels a little bit like a 2023 build after everybody watched Ship Chasing. But yeah, let me see what you think on this one. We went with Baker, Goff, and a huge 20-pick Cam Ward fall to add a third quarterback there. Some dusty old vets, and then some rookies and second-year breakout candidates here with Mixon, Connor, Tracy, Wright, Sampson, and Giddens. Amon-Ra plus Brian Thomas, which is kind of a chalky start, but not one that we do. And then we got a nice Jackson Smith and Jigba fall. Mike Evans plus Igbuka for the stack there. Alec, Canadian, Medicine Hat, Ao Manor, however we say it. I'm going to figure it out one of these days. Dante Thornton as a scroll the F down in the last round. Oh, actually, no, that was the ADP value in the last round. And then huge ADP value in our tight end room, 20 points of it for David Njoku and Tucker Kraft. Thoughts and feelings, my friend?
No, I think it's a pretty good team. The Cam Ward tack on was definitely like a luxury pick, but I like the way that it worked out for us. And taking the rookie with upside, given this wide receiver room, is definitely the move. We had 5 really solid wide receivers. Going with the rookie as opposed to Lockett, the safe pick, I think definitely made sense for this team. The running back room, I like, right? It's not. I don't think it's sexy necessarily with like Mixon and Connor leading the way, but I know we're scataboos, but like, man, I think Tracy might actually be good. So I think it's good to get exposure to both those guys. We got some contingency upside at running back. Yeah, I mean, I like this team a lot. I think I don't think we draft dumb teams. It's just like, are these guys going to have good seasons or not? I certainly hope so.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's kind of hard on a stream and with the experience in which we have and utilizing the solver to draft terrible teams. But on the sucks or fuck scale, according to our other teams that we draft, does this one suck or fuck? He wants to say suck so bad.
No, it fucks. It fucks.
Okay.
But
okay.
In what way? It fucks in a way that that like it's not.
I'll save you. I'll save you here, Nez. I'll save you. It fucks in the way of first time virgins kissing on a Netflix series.
Okay, I was gonna say something like, you felt like you kind of feel like you've been with this person before, and you're like, it's a little chalky here, but then a hand slips in, and you're like, oh. Hey, I manner Cam Ward.
Some people are into that. Copper prices nailed it there. All right, perfect way to tie a bow on this one, Nez. That's almost 5 hours of content that you and I have done together today. Shout out to good people at the Solver for making this possible. Shout out to good people at Underdog for all the new contests this week, celebrating Best Ball Week every damn week on the platform of the people over here. We're going to have a very fun show tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Methinks there's going to be a little something up in the lobby that the people have been clamoring for, that the people are very interested in there. Nez, anything else? Parting words for the people? When are you jumping on with the Candyman again?
Tonight, Bindles, Candyman, Ballsy, 9:30 Eastern. Had to think about that.
9:30 Eastern, Ballsy. Let's get it. I will tag it in the featured on tab so you guys can find it somewhere around here in the future. Shout out to all our friends and family who joined in on the drafts today, especially Cheeseman, who is hanging out in the chat with the best comment of the day so far in terms of how our team performed. All right, everybody say time of the show. The end. Peace.